Hello, and welcome to Poems You Need, where two poets who believe in the transformative power of language share the poems that sustain and inspire us. Hi, I'm Melissa Studdard,
And I'm Kelly Russell Agodon.
and we are here in beautiful Palm Desert. As you can see, our tiki behind us, and we are sharing poems. We're at the Desert Rat Residency, I should say.
Yep.
And we're sharing poems by Lois P. Jones, who is a California poet, Los Angeles. And I'm starting with a poem called Once for Each Thing, Just Once, No More, which is a line from Rilke. And the line right after that is, And we too, just once. And the poem also contains a line from Elena Karina Byrne's, If This Makes You Nervous. And when I'll try to remember, I don't know if I will, but when I read the line that is Elena's, I'll try to like hold my finger up if I remember. If I don't hold it against me.
I'll hold up my pen.
Okay, great. And also, I wanted to say that this poem is the winner of the Alpine Fellowship, and it's one of my favorite poems, so I'm delighted to be able to share it with you. I found a city of narrow passageways where the day filtered in, dove gray, sheltered and soft. Sometimes an entire life is spent in museum light, and you become a part of its diffusion. I might be anyone, a stranger caught beneath the repeating arc of portico, each curve rising my rib. I might have been the bas relief I passed under, the saint I was, the ruin I became. Once I awoke in Venetian twilight and crept barefoot down the stone steps to the water to watch my face tremble with the moon. This was before they mistook me for a whore, then moored me to a life of silk and pearls and the salty breath of counts and countesses. But I was no cortigiane di lume, but a woman worthy of sin. And they said, Angel, are you drowning your bed sheets in the moon's cool water? And I said, I spend my time like a coin on its back, shining for no one, satisfied as a hinge pin swung open, a handbell that's found its clapper. One life could never be enough. We long for what we can't explain, like the four-poster bed in an antique dock I wept over for days, this feeling of a small child who walked toward me through the grass, but never reached my hand. Rilke asks, but to the other realm, what can be taken? And I say, everything follows us from room to room, our lives hungry for what we feed them in the dark. Worlds begin like this.
Oh, that was such a beautiful reading and
Thank you.
such a beautiful poem. That's so full of descriptions.
Mhm.
So I noticed the poem kept circling back, and one thing that really struck me was this line: "Sometimes an entire life is spent in museum life."
Yeah.
So I loved how when we got to the ending with we were our lives hungry for what we feed them in the dark. So we have light and dark and worlds begin like this, which to me kind of opened up the poem at an ending point, which I thought was kind of a beautiful thing to do.
I like that.
And just the description that really stuck with me was it's a small one, but dove gray.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that. And, we're here with all the birds and that. And it's such just a beautiful moment, even though it shows you what two words can do.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, throughout her imagery and descriptions and metaphors are really startling. But the thing that's so like magical about her work is that she manages to have these really like stunning, startling images that also feel so fluid and natural and like sort of peaceful at the same time as they're so vibrant. It's amazing. I don't really totally know how she pulls it off, but I love it and I admire it so much. And just, I mean, the details, like the salty breath and, spending her time like a coin on its back, shining for no one. There's, in addition to this great imagery, there's like a claiming of power and of like the hunger for life in this poem, because I was thinking about the title, Just Once, and Us Too, and we too just once, and the idea that, oh, we only have one life. And this poem feels almost like a bit of a rebellion against that. And
Yeah.
whether it's saying that we have reincarnation lives, or that we have multiple lives within a single life, it just feels like it's opening up and expanding that question into
Yeah.
something new.
Well, and also saying that, satisfied as a hinge pin swung open, and then this one life could never be enough, like all the beauty in this life, like let us suck it down, let us take it all in. And it's really interesting that you chose this poem because this is such a poem of place.
Yes.
That I chose a poem of place as well. And at the time, we didn't know we were going to do this here. So it's kind of perfect that we have a California poet and California poems.
Yes.
So the poem I chose is called After Joni Mitchell's California. California, California, the forest where my heart grew high in the crown of Big Sur redwood, heartwood of greens and blues, and the bark shiny with beetles and Bagaday blues. Land where I sold pretzels on Venice Beach, and the muscled boys flexed their danger in the sun. I saw a man cut the rope from the neck of a seal before he ran to the waves. I saw a rope hang a dream on the edge of a drug. I saw hope tumble down the edge of a Hollywood billboard. Oh, California, you are not free, but you do take me as I am. You take the lovers jacked up on screen. Take the wild orange poppies into your fisted hills, the land of the long drought and the pouring rains. Your heart burns the back of my South Pasadena hut and tremors its desiccated ground. Succulents hold in their saliva. Cactus never wander in their spiked stilettos. Oh, you, California, I secretly love your long-necked cliffs, the tongue of your dusty scarved paths. Let me breathe your vineyards deep into my lungs. I'm strung out on your cloudless skies. I might leave you for another lover, but I'll always come home to the land where everyone is strange and a stranger as homeless shelter on the benches of your shores, while mansions teeter on the muck of Malibu. Oh, you, California, you're a hooker for attention. It's time to place you in detention. If you ever need an intervention of reality, but I'm free, free, and you do take me as I am.
What a terrific reading. And what a delightful poem. I love the way these poems are in contrast to each other in terms of like tone, but then they do still have these overlapping themes. And she has like a real balance between abstract and concrete, with like, rope hanging a dream, and then like high and low of the Mockville mansions. And it's, again, it captured this like a breadth of experience and like what California is, it can be. And it's also like playful in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah, that the other one was more quiet and beautiful and shimmery. And then this one is like playful and exuberant.
Which is California. The other one was much more Italy, a
Yep.
little more refined, a little more, focused on beauty. And this has this playfulness in her words, her language, and all the things she chose. But it still had like these moments where, you had said that cutting a dream or the dream hanging from a rope. Like right before that, there was a guy cutting a net off a seal, like a rope.
Right.
So we were like, wow, this is, the drought. So she got, the environmental things in here and the
Yeah.
playfulness. So it still had its moments of kind of what you said, even like the muck and the Malibu, like the mansions in the muck. That it had that really fun tone where you didn't know what was gonna be next based on the word, and then the ending was just like this song,
Yeah.
which and this was based on,
It became like sound play.
Yeah.
So much sound play.
which is a great idea for a Joni Mitchell poem.
Yeah, totally. And it kinda reminded me a little bit too of, who was it, like Depeche Mode that had all the ION word?
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
remember?
yeah. Do, 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 do. Or
Yeah.
was it In Excess?
Maybe that was
Yeah,
it.
that was it, I
But
know. I
the
Need
the
You
text
Tonight
of
is
those
the song.
words. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great, and I wanna say also, with what has happened in Los Angeles recently with the fires and everything, it does feel really good to be reading a love letter to
It is.
California, you
Yeah,
know?
and then the fact that, the speaker will always come home and California, I love you for the good and the bad and this, the scary things that happen with the fires, but, home is home.
Yeah,
And you can definitely feel that love and longing for a place. So it was
totally.
beautifully done. And I'm so glad we got to read it here.
Me too, and I like like, there's a little bit of poking fun at the South where everyone is strange and a stranger.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I love
delightful,
that.
delightful. Well, 2 absolutely gorgeous poems, I'm so glad we got to share them,
Yes, and
and
share them here.
yes,
Oh, and there's a Joni Mitchell anthology call coming up. If anyone is interested, you can Google that.
smart,
And if
yeah.
you're watching this after it's out, there's a Joni Mitchell anthology out.
Yes, yes, alright.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you for celebrating poetry with us today. Information about the poet and works featured can be found on the episode page. And if you enjoyed today's readings, please press the like button and subscribe so not to miss another poem. You can also share the episode with a friend, and we hope you do. Until next time, we wish you beauty, inspiration, and very meaningful days. May you always have the poems you need.